Hey everybody, welcome to On Landscape. 3 basic tools you need to own in your hardscape construction business or your fledgling hardscape construction business that you need to own and not rent after your first or second job. Here we go. 3 things you have to own and not rent. One of them is not this thing. You can rent this for your first few projects, for your first year, whatever. You can rent a mini skid steer, you can rent a full-size skid steer, whatever you need. You don't need to own that right out the gate. First thing I would say you need to buy as fast as you possibly can, although it can be rented, is a compactor. This is just a little basic Whacker 1550 compactor. We use a brand called Bartell that we love, but this one will get everybody kind of going right out the door. And this is not in any particular order. The second item that I think everyone should own and not rent as fast as possible is a laser or some sort of elevation recording device. So self-leveling rotary laser with slope is really awesome to have. And make sure too that you have a really good receiver with it on your grade rod. So something that has a big area that can pick up the laser from a wide range of things. Again, also, maybe the thing to have is a zip level here. It's a high precision altimeter. This thing is pretty handy. We'll pull this out. What it does is when you turn it on, you use it to record elevations on your job site. So we're going to zero it out. It's great for estimates and even installing work. So we're going to zero it out here on the floor. Maybe. There we go. And then we pick it up. We set it on top of this device here, or this step. Cool. 12 1/8 inches high. That's pretty awesome. So what about this step? How high are we off the floor there? 18 1/8 inches. Perfect. So that's what makes this so handy for when you're on job sites recording different elevations, so you know how to design a hardscape project appropriately for the right elevations and all that stuff. Really, we love this thing. So it can be set up in all sorts of different ways, but a laser is also handy. You can do something pretty similar with that. The next thing you should have, and not rent any longer than you absolutely have to, is a cutoff saw, a rescue saw, whatever you want, a demolition saw, whatever you want to call it. This thing is, for what it costs to rent, you can buy a new one of these for about 1,200 bucks. It's why your pricing needs to be right, and you need to pay attention to that. You might talk to johnpajek.com. He'll help you with your pricing and figure those things out, or use a software that we endorse called LMN. Go LMN.com, promo code ALMOND. Do that stuff. And a good diamond blade, of course. What is life without a good diamond blade? I don't know. But Lattice, or 20% off diamond blades with promo code ALMOND. Shameless plug. Other than that, everything else can be rented, minus, of course, the small stuff. Of course, things you need to have. Basic stuff, a toolbox with like a 3-pound hammer, 4-pound hammer, chisels, squares, basic tape measures, hammers. We just finished a 2-day training and it was awesome. We got stuff built because we're talking about the principles of construction. That's what we're really focusing on, is the principles of construction, not necessarily like a whole blown feature. We want to make sure people leave here knowing how to build stuff. And that's what we went crazy on for 2 days. Plus a lighting demonstration from our friends at Green Foundry. Hardscaping takes a lot of equipment, a lot of tools, a lot of, it just takes so much stuff. And that's why we talk about why the pricing is so important and why we talk about the proper installation is so important. So with that being said, those 3 things you should definitely buy as soon as possible, and keep buying more and more stuff that makes your hardscape company productive and efficient. Okay, so be sure to like and subscribe, all that cheesy stuff. If you want to see more content like this, talking about hardscape tools, hardscape equipment, and look further back in the channel too for a lot more content about building hardscape stuff.
Okay, so let me guess. You've done your budget for the year, you have your estimates out, your guys are operating efficiently, you have all the new tools, but there's still a number that you're missing. I have good news for you, because LMN Software just came out with their new job costing feature, which was live in January of this year. And what it will do is it'll give you that missing piece of the puzzle. All the estimates that you've done, your guys will be able to put in their actual numbers as they go on their timesheets. And then at the end of the job, you'll be able to compare the two. So you'll see actual versus estimated. And not only will that let you know if you made any money at the end of the day, but it will allow you to estimate your future jobs even better than you were before. Because, maybe you've always been just a few hours over or a lot of hours under on your retaining wall estimates. This will fix that, because you'll be able to see like, oh, for a 40-foot linear wall, I used to think that it would take them 100 hours to do, but it really only takes them 75. So you'll get more work, you'll still be more profitable, because you're actually going to know everything. I guess that's the goal at the end of the day. So go check out goelement.com and look at their job costing feature. They have free tools on there. You can make a budget on there for free. You'll really know your numbers. So let's go really, really figure out our numbers.